Welcome to ILTV's Israel Daily. I'm Aaron Porras, and coming up in today's newscast, Israel arresting at least a dozen people following the second deadly terror attack within a week. Cabinet Minister Nahman Shai joining us to discuss this and more. Meantime, is ISIS spreading in Israel? Authorities expanding security protocols in suspicion that dozens of Islamic State supporters may be lying in the shadows. And finally, is Moscow back to its old tricks? Russian-Israeli billionaire, oligarch Roman Abramovich and several Ukrainian peace negotiators suspected of being poisoned earlier this month. Our top news tonight, in the wake of the second ISIS-linked attack in Israel since last week, Israeli police arresting at least 12 suspects with alleged ties to the terror group overnight. And if authorities are to be believed, these arrests and detentions are only the beginning of a much larger operation. ILTV's Asaf Nissan reporting.
The Shin Bet Security Agency and police arresting at least 12 Arab-Israeli suspects overnight Monday with alleged ties to the ISIS terror group. Likewise, in the course of the arrests, law enforcement officials saying they raided 31 sites between Sakhnin, Nazareth, Al-Fahim, and other nearby towns, and seizing items that could indicate links between the detainees and the Islamic State. This, a day after two Arab-Israeli terrorists from Al-Fahim opening fire on civilians in Hadera, injuring several and killing two border police officers. Then additionally, the remand extended over another 5 residents from Al-Fahim who were arrested shortly after the Sunday shooting attack. But with this shooting being the second ISIS-linked attack in a week, the first in Beersheba leaving 4 dead, Israeli police expected to continue rounding up suspects in the coming weeks. In fact, police estimating there could be as many as 20 to 30 more sleeper cells loyal to the Islamic State in Israel. So the presence of security forces, specifically in areas suspected to be targeted, set to be immediately increased nationwide, and a boost to remain in place at least until Independence Day, May 4th. Further, Prime Minister Naftali Bennett instructing security services to make full use of administrative detentions to hold any and all terror suspects as necessary, and Interior Minister Ayelet Shaked even looking to stripping Israeli ISIS loyalists of their citizenship. Yesterday, the 2 latest terror victims, 19-year-old border officers Yazan Falach and Shirel Abu Karat, laid to rest, and thousands attending their funerals. Abu Karat buried in the military cemetery in Netanya, and Falach buried at the military cemetery in his hometown of Kisla Sume, a Jewish village in the Galil. Public officials, their families, and their communities eulogizing them through tearful and heart-wrenching words.
Joining me with more on the latest news in Israel, Minister of Diaspora Affairs, Dr. Nahman Shai. Dr. Shai, thank you so much for joining us. Now, Prime Minister Bennett is announcing several new initiatives to bolster Israel's security, but with Palestinian Land Day tomorrow and Ramadan at the end of the week, is Israel properly prepared?
We never know what does it mean properly prepared. We have to do our best that the 2 past week massacres will not repeat itself, the one in Beersheba and the one in Hadera. Which means that both the Shabak, the General Security Service, Tzahal, Border Police, and all the other security organizations will work together, to try and see if they can foil any attempt to terror attacks inside Israel and in the territories, and also looking for other ways to calm down the situation before it erupts and uncontrollable in the next few days, and especially during the months of Ramadan.
The Shin Bet has admitted now that the attack in Hadera could have been prevented, and similarly with the attack in Beersheba, two of the 3 terrorists having served time in prison. So, why weren't these attacks prevented? How is it that the Shin Bet could not have done more?
Even if people were arrested at this or other stage in their life, you are not in a position to follow every step of them in the years after. It's just impossible. You should know that hundreds of people, if not thousands, were arrested sometime in the past, and now they are released and they go back to their so-called normal life. And if they continue to plan and to pursue terror, that we can find only later.
To watch full episodes of ILTV's Israel Daily and tons of other content from Israel, visit our website at iltv.tv or download the ILTV Plus app.